When British patriots take to the streets, you can almost guarantee that a counter-protest will soon follow, bringing chaos, disruption, and absolute mayhem in its wake. In today's video, we'll be breaking down everything that happened during yesterday's major march in Manchester, where thousands of proud patriots gathered to make their voices heard. We'll take a close look at the powerful messages shared, the atmosphere on the ground, and of course, the violent and reckless actions of the left-wing counter-protesters who tried to shut it all down. There's plenty of footage to go through, so stay tuned as we expose the hypocrisy and double standards at play. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As you can see, British patriots gathered in large numbers for a march through Manchester, standing united for their beliefs and making their voices heard. And as always, when British patriots take to the streets, it's a momentous occasion, full of passion, pride, and most importantly, peace. These marches are about standing up for the values and traditions that make Britain great, and yesterday's event was no different. Among those marching was UKIP, making their presence known as they moved through the city, blasting YMCA and proudly carrying a bold banner that read, "Mass deportations now." Their message was clear. The British people have had enough of the government's weak stance on immigration, and they are demanding action. The atmosphere was electric, with patriots from all walks of life coming together for a cause they deeply believe in. However, despite the entirely peaceful nature of the march, the radical left had other plans. As we've seen time and time again, they can't stand to see British patriots exercising their democratic right to protest without trying to cause disruption and chaos. And that's exactly what happened. In this part, you will see the counter-protesters in conflict with the police.
They are left-wing terrorists! They are left-wing militia! They are communists! They behave like animals! They have no morals! They have no ethics! They worship degeneracy! We are proud! We are patriots! We are British!
This footage depicts more of the police pushing them back as they try to get to the protest. Following this, there was footage of the police being forced to use more force against violent left-wing agitators attacking officers. In this footage, you can see the police fighting back. Now here's the UKIP leader's speech.
Guys, so this is what English courage looks like. This is what Christian courage looks like. Have a look at the crowd. You've got 15-year-olds, you've got slack-jawed, lily-livered children who've been indoctrinated to a far-left ideology. You've got the Islamists with the militant get-up. You've got the communists, the Marxists. You've got the LGBTQI+. This is what we mean when we say the unholy alliance. They've all clubbed together to call patriots Nazis. This all ends when we say it ends. This is Britain, it's a Christian land, and a thank you would be nice. Stand up to bullies, just like you did when you were at school. We're taking our country back. We've got a whole load of hatred, a whole load of love.
It isn't far right to not want the caliphate in Britain. Do you want your country back? To those who say we should be tolerant of evil, I say our tolerance is their weapon. To those who say we should be inclusive of degeneracy, I say our inclusiveness is their weapon. To those who say we should be more equal, I say our continual appeasement is their weapon. We as a nation have forgotten who we are. We lack belief. The West has denied its Christian roots. When a tree without roots dies. Patriots, you are stronger than you know. We are called to a higher purpose. That purpose is this crusade. The crusade to reclaim what is ours. To take our country back. To destroy our enemies. To make our families and our loved ones proud of us. To honour God and in so doing face the battle we have refused to fight for so very long. That battle is us. It is to overcome our fear. Well, today, patriots, I say fear no longer controls us. We control fear. It is only with the armour of God and the shield of faith that we find the strength and courage to face the fight in front of us, patriots. That is fear. Fear is what we must overcome. Citizens, I ask you, at what point does the sacrifice start? When exactly does that happen? This all ends when we say it ends, but there must be a sacrifice. We must all sacrifice. We must look at ourselves as change starts with us. Patriots, it is not too late. There is still time. I say we take our country back. I say we return Britain to its former glory. I say we march for freedom. I say we fight for independence from the communists. I say we fight for independence from the Islamists. And I say we fight for independence from the establishment that despise us. Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, do you want your country back? Today, we're taking it back.
In other news, a BBC program, ironically titled Free Speech, featured a brave young girl who attempted to raise the issue of grooming gangs, hoping to spark an open and honest discussion. Instead of being heard, she was met with hostility, heckled by the audience, dismissed by the panel, and completely ignored by those who should have engaged with her concerns. Her points weren't just debated, they were outright discarded, as if the topic itself was too inconvenient to acknowledge. Now ask yourself, if the BBC weren't complicit in the cover-up, why were they so desperate to silence her? Take a look at this.
I know it's probably an unpopular view, but I completely agree that it is, in some areas, largely rape is committed by Muslims. Because, no, I grew up in Bradford, all right? And in that kind of environment, it is mainly Asian men, not because it's something about their culture, but because they're not getting caught. Like, I've had friends who've been raped and the police have told them that because it's an Asian man that's done it, probably not going to catch them. But it happens all the time.
What has anything to do with not catching them?
I don't know
Because
what
they're not
planet.
engaging with
Okay,
police,
no,
and the
yeah.
police are too
What-
scared of being called racist to do anything. Like, there's just such a divide between
So the
British
police are scared of
population.
being called racist, is your
Yes.
point?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
lend any
I
credence
think-
to that
I mean,
idea,
I
maybe?
don't know what planet these police are living on. If are they actually saying to people, yeah, you know, I'm just going to put the phone down now because it's an Asian person, so
That's
don't
what they did.
report it.
That's what they did.
I don't think that they do that. You know, I think there needs to be an adult debate about these issues. Just going back to the original question and to some of the feedback as well, you know, there is a wider debate, and I mean this really seriously. I think in Britain, as a culture, we are scared of female sexuality. We really are. And so there's a massive debate to have around that. We need a culture shift, because this whole idea that if a woman is a bit tipsy or if she's wearing a short skirt, then, you know, maybe, you know, the song Blurred Lines, there are no blurred lines, actually. Like, no means no. And, you know, rape is completely unacceptable in any context. And I think that's what we should really be talking about. And women, you know, should not be afraid in any way to express their sexuality.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important.
I think we can all agree that rape is...
Let that sink in. A national broadcaster, funded by your money, shutting down a vital conversation instead of addressing the truth. This isn't just bias. This isn't just incompetence. This is complicity. How many more times do we need to see the BBC cover for the establishment before people wake up? They don't care about free speech. They care about protecting narratives. And if you step out of line, even to speak the truth, you'll be silenced. The BBC has lost all credibility, and the worst part, they don't even try to hide it anymore. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more British content.